So welcome to our 5th annual Pottsgrove Hall of Fame class induction ceremony. To the class of 2024, you are yet another impressive class of student athletes that have certainly distinguished yourselves throughout your careers here at Pottsgrove. And we can't be any prouder of you and look forward to welcoming you into this elite fraternity. My name is Gary Dorenzo. I'm a member of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee and retired athletic director. The key word being retired. And with us today are members of the Hall of Fame Committee, and I'd like to introduce each of these individuals because they make a big difference and they put in a lot of time and effort into this. Mr. Steve Ansbach, who's currently the athletic director at Pottsgrove. You want to just acknowledge? No one wants to stand either. Mr. Bob Coons, the president of the Pottsgrove Athletic Booster Club. Mr. Dave Ward, retired Pottsgrove faculty and longtime coach. Mrs. Patty Grimm, Pottsgrove School Board member. Mrs. Sydney Coleman Marshall, former alumni, Pottsgrove great. Mr. Steve Palladino, Pottsgrove administrator and former student athlete here. Mr. Lou Hoffman, part of the Pottsgrove athletic staff and long time, he's in the back. Lou didn't get the memo about wearing shorts today. And Mr. Larry Recton, who's a retired PG faculty member and coach and state championship coach. He's our only state championship coach. So that's our group here. Like I said, we spend a lot of time reviewing all these individuals, and each year we're more and more impressed with our induction class. So I'd also like to thank Mr. Gus Tellis and the PCTV network for once again covering this event. For those that can't be here, Gus has been with us from the beginning and has been unwavering in supporting the alumni achievements of Pottsgrovians for many years. You will be able to view this broadcast either locally on channel 22 or 28 or through the Pottsgrove website at pgsd.org under the athletics tab. So again, thank you, Gus, for all of your support. After the conclusion of this program, we invite everyone in attendance to move to the gym lobby. I think most of you entered in that area to join Mr. Ansbach at the unveiling of the Wall of Fame. And after the plaques of our newest inductees are unveiled today, I would encourage you to read the accomplishments of the members of our 4 previous classes, because they too have been an impressive group. And as you will see today, each of our inductees excelled in both the classroom and the playing field, as have each of our inductees that have entered this prestigious fraternity. And this actually validates what I believe every public and private school needs to prioritize much more: student co-curricular programs. Whether it's athletics, theater, music, or club programs, they are the backbone of a healthy school. While academics is the primary mission of every school district, it's time to make after-school programs an equal part of that equation. It's what gets students excited about coming to school and truly creating experiences that last a lifetime. Before we begin our introductions, I'd like to repeat a story I share each year. Obviously, the people that have been here before have heard this, but it's really the genesis of how our Hall of Fame started. A number of years ago, which would be now 7, I ran into an old acquaintance. He was a former professional baseball player that enjoyed an outstanding career. He was a 3-time All-Star, played in 2 World Series, enjoyed national success as a Major League Baseball player, and throughout our conversation, he was reflecting on his career and what the game has given him and his family. I then asked him his proudest moment of his athletic career, and without hesitation, he said, being inducted into his high school's Hall of Fame. So hopefully today we can provide those same memories for each of our inductees. Today's group is another impressive group. To help you get to know them a little better, let's meet them now. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Steve Palladino to introduce our first inductee, Jenna Manula-Lenar, class of 2005. Jenna was Pottsgrove's first superstar girls lacrosse player in school history.
Thank you, Gary. Before I begin my speech here about Jenna, I just want to thank, again, every member of this committee. The thing about Pottsgrove is this is a very small district, and for us to have the opportunity now for 5 years to put this program on, we should be very privileged to have this, and it wouldn't happen without the dedication of people that are part of this committee. Our board members for supporting that, Dr. Finnerty, our superintendent who's in the back there, who also big supporter of athletics and the arts here at our beautiful district of Pottsgrove. All right, so here we go. Being social in high school is not merely about popularity or conformity. It's about creating connections, exploring perspectives, and cultivating lifestyles. Our first inductee from the class of 2005, Jenna Manula-Lenar, was once described as a social wallflower due to her dedication to field hockey and lacrosse and her absence from the typical high school socialite lifestyle. As you will learn, Jenna was far from your typical high school student. This social wallflower was president of her senior class, serving in student government all 4 years, and a member of the National Honor Society. She was also the vice president of the Key Club, a member of the Math, Science, History, and Varsity Club, a member of the chorus all 4 years, a Color Day semi-finalist, and not to mention our homecoming queen. Oh, and she was third in her class as well. By social standards, Jenna was her own popularity contest. Whether she was around people or not, you had to admire somebody who worked this hard. All those accomplishments alone are enough to celebrate her time at Pottsgrove. But remember, we're here to celebrate her athletic resume. Jenna earned 7 varsity letters throughout her high school career, earning 3 playing field hockey and 4 playing lacrosse. In field hockey, Jenna was the team's leading scorer her junior and senior year. She was also a Pac-10 second-team selection and was named on the Mercury All-Area Field Hockey Team's honorable mention those same junior and senior years. In lacrosse, Jenna was a 4-year varsity starter, leading the team in scoring her sophomore and senior year. During her sophomore year, she was selected to the Pac-10 first team, the Mercury All-Area first team, helped lead the team to the district playoffs, and was the team scoring leader with 45 goals. During her junior season, Jenna again led Pottsgrove to the district playoffs and was named a U.S. Lacrosse Academic All-American. As a senior, she was named team captain, led the team in scoring with 58 goals, also at the time setting the Pottsgrove single-season scoring record, and ended her career at the time with 172 goals, which was, at that time, the scoring crown, now still in the top 5 of that. These were just Jenna's high school accolades with Pottsgrove. This doesn't include all the camps, showcases, invitational tournaments, and clinics that she played for both field hockey and lacrosse. We would need a whole other introduction for those. After high school, Jenna had multiple college offers for both field hockey and lacrosse, but decided to pursue lacrosse at the next level because it was a faster game. She had a desire to play at an Ivy League school, and Jenna selected Dartmouth University, where she continued her lacrosse success for the next 4 years. During the 2006 season, Dartmouth was the number 2 team in the country and finished as the Division I national tournament runner-up. Jenna was also inducted into Dartmouth's Wearer of the Green D Society. Today, ironically, Jenna, that same social wallflower, is the social media vice president of digital and head of the TikTok shop for Tarte Cosmetics. She lives in Ardmore with her husband Walker, her daughter Ella, and soon-to-be baby boy. Pottsgrove family, give it up for Jenna Manula-Lenar.
That's truly the nicest thing I've ever said about me. Thank you. I'm about digital, so I have my notes on a phone, and I apologize. This is amazing. Thank you so much for this honor. My sister, brother, and I each graduated from Pottsgrove High School. We enrolled in kindergarten, we've been here through graduation, and we had the most incredible time. My mom worked at Pottsgrove first as a school nurse, and then my dad was actually on the school board all my middle school and high school years. To say that Pottsgrove was deeply rooted in my upbringing was an understatement. Guys, I'm pregnant and I'm getting emotional. This is crazy. No, but my entire family dedicated our lives to the Falcon community, and they've dedicated it back to us. And I'm so grateful for this honor. So thank you so much.
Each year when we have these inductees, they all bring their phones up, and if you notice, the older generation still uses paper. Our second inductee is Michelle Metz, class of 2006. Michelle is yet another multi-sport athlete that excelled in multiple sports. Here today to introduce Michelle, please welcome Mr. Dave Ward.
I definitely represent the older generation. Thank you for being here. Every year we have a different group of people being inducted, and it's just so nice to see the parents, the friends, and just the community and how they just respect what has taken place in this whole process. Some of my friends say, "Isn't it hard giving an introductory speech?" In this case, it was easy, because Michelle is one of the most deserving to be in the Pottsgrove Hall of Fame for so many reasons, beyond the statistics and the honors that she has received at Pottsgrove. I remember middle school softball tryouts for the 7th and 8th graders. I was fortunate to have coached girls softball for several years. Michelle stood out as a 7th grader in our first 2 practices and could perform drills with the best of them. We were coming back into the school, and I kind of had talked to my assistant coach, and I said, "Michelle, would you be willing to play up on the 8th grade team?" Her yes answer showed confidence I'd rarely seen. She was a coach's dream on and off the field. This would be the story in all her sports played throughout Pottsgrove. And yes, we won many games and had 2 good years with her playing. I called Michelle to tell her of her induction into the Hall of Fame. Her reaction then, and in all of our talks that we have had, showed a humility and even more a sincere thankfulness to her parents, coaches, and teammates. As stated by girls basketball coach, Mr. Mike Brenlinger, who is here today and who also had a successful career himself. Mr. Brenlinger says, in 2002-2003, the basketball team expectations were not that high, and many of our seniors in Dana Weems had graduated. But in the middle school, there was waiting Michelle Metz, someone who had been preparing for this opportunity to play high school ball since she was very young. She had played in travel leagues, AAU, and summer ball in the area. She immediately earned the varsity respect, even as a 9th grader, with her knowledge of the game and toughness. From opening game, she led Pottsgrove on a 22-0 run to a victory over Penridge, till the final game of the season in the PAC finals, and an almost upset over league champs Lansdale Catholic, and this in her 9th grade year. During her 4 seasons, she led Pottsgrove to a record of 71-26. They qualified for the Final Four in district playoffs in all 4 of her years. Sometimes life is made of former teammates and their recollections. Lauren Roser, her teammate, says, "The first person that comes to my mind when I think of the Pottsgrove Hall of Fame is and always will be Michelle Metz." To say it was a pleasure to play with Metz would be an understatement. She was such a leader for all of the girls and truly brought out the best in all of us. She ran the offense with skill and ease. I could not imagine high school basketball without her. I did get yelled at sometimes, though, for not getting her the ball quickly or getting back on defense. But congratulations to my favorite point guard, good friend, and new Hall of Fame inductee. Michelle was just as dominant and successful in many sports. Her all sports accomplishments read: 1,345 points scored in basketball, which is the third highest in Pottsgrove girls' history, along with 473 assists and 298 steals, those also being in the top 5 all time. She was 4-time All-PAC first team and PAC Player of the Year in 04-05. I could go on and on and on with basketball, but we're going to switch up to some other sports now. In field hockey, she was All-Area Honorable Mention 04-05 and All-PAC 2006. In softball, 2003, All-PAC second team. And lacrosse, All Honorable Mention. This giving her a total of 9 varsity letters, and to go along with another theme we had earlier, she was also the homecoming queen in 2005. Michelle went on to play basketball at Shippensburg, where she had a very, very successful and nice career. At this time, I now present to you a most deserving Hall of Fame inductee, Michelle Metz Boyle.
Okay, I've got my speech on my phone and on paper, so I'm like in between, but I'm also a little nervous. Thank you so much to the Hall of Fame committee for nominating me into this year's class. I'm so honored to be a part of this and was absolutely speechless when I got the call. I'd like to thank all the people that have been a part of my journey. Thank you to my parents, Randy and Sue. I'm gonna cry. I'm not pregnant, but I'm gonna cry. Thank you to my parents, Randy and Sue, who I swear taught me how to dribble a ball before I could even walk. I could see my dad crying. My mom and dad started training me early. Hold on. They started training me early and had me playing in 3 or 4 basketball leagues at a time growing up. My dad coached my teams and made sure I got to every game and practice on time. To this day, he tells me how funny it was that I would literally bring Barbies on the car rides to the games and then just go play against the boys and win those games. You could find my mom in the stands filming every single high school game and hear them both yelling to me from the sidelines to be more aggressive, take it to the hoop, or maybe even, Michelle, quit crying. Like right now. They also both cried with me when I scored my 1,000th point and went on to support me when I decided that I wanted to play, to pick up a lacrosse stick my junior year and made it to all of my games. I also want to thank my coaches, but especially Coach Brenlinger and Coach Green, both of whom taught me the lifelong lessons of the value of teamwork and to work hard at everything that I do. They taught me that full court sprints were absolutely necessary if we wanted to win against our opponents. I sure took that for granted because I went to college and the sprints were doubled, and I was training to become a track star during preseason workouts. Coach B and Coach Green put in so many hours with our team during the regular season, but also during the off season as well. The dedication to the game and just making sure our team continued to play and practice every season of every year brought us to the Final Four of every season of my career. I just wish we could have brought one home, but I'm really happy that Kari Ludi, Sydney and Stephanie Coleman, you guys did shortly after. I also want to thank my lacrosse coach, Coach Deischer, who witnessed me pick up a lacrosse stick for the first time ever during my junior year. I was a basketball player who had no right to be on a lacrosse field handling equipment that I literally never touched before. I almost quit after the 3rd day of tryouts, but he persuaded me to stay and promised to turn me into a starter by the time the official games began. He put the sport into a whole different perspective for me and ended up making good on his promise, and I went on to become a starting defensive player. I had at least one hat trick that I can recall and received honorable mention on the all-area team just because he told me to think about the sport differently. Not that I was really good at defense in basketball, but because of him, I got to continue to play with unbelievable players, including Jenna Manula, who's also inducted today with me. Jenna was an amazing athlete, and I'm so proud to have been on her lacrosse team during her senior year. I really want to also thank my teammates from all of my teams I played on. I couldn't have accomplished what I did without you guys. People like Jenna for field hockey and lacrosse, Mallory Green, who was inducted a few years back and who I played softball and basketball with my freshman year, Latiana Austin from basketball, who was a powerhouse inside and cleaned up all the boards, Lauren Rosar, who had a wicked three-point shot, an inside game, but also dealt with me yelling at her to get the ball inbounded faster when she's the one running baseline to baseline during our games. And Sarah Williams, or as we called her, Goalie Williams. I think Sarah was one of the people who persuaded me to pick up a lacrosse stick my junior year, and I can't thank her enough for that. I'm sure she still has bruises on her from me shooting at her in practice. I remember treating the shots as if I was swinging a softball bat. I don't know how I hit the targets, so. But you guys made my years the best at Pottsgrove, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
I find it incredible every year how people remember actual plays from like 20 years back that they remember like it's second nature. Our third inductee I have the honor of introducing is Zach Robinson. Zach is a member of the class of 2011. Athletically, he earned 6 varsity letters in football and wrestling. As a utility player on the football team, he played a variety of positions, filling in spots because of his versatility and his athleticism. In his senior year, Coach Pennypacker needed a kicker and punter, a position usually reserved for a soccer player that double rosters. And in Zach's senior year, he became Pottsgrove's first Pennsylvania All-State second-team punter after just starting it his junior year. However, it was on the wrestling mat that Zach truly excelled. A 4-year starter where he still holds the Pottsgrove record for wins with 126. He was a 2-time PIAA District 1 runner-up, a 2-time PIAA Regional 4th place finisher to go along with a 5th place showing, and he is Pottsgrove's only 4-time PIAA sectional champion and will always be, as the PIAA no longer uses that format, so that's a history book there. As talented as an athlete Zach was, he's put on a few pounds from his wrestling weight of 126, I did notice. He is that much more of a quality human being. Now that I'm retired, I'm happy to say Zach Robinson was one of my favorite students in 34 years of education. Because when you're teaching, you can't say that at the time, but now that I'm retired, I can. He was beyond his years in maturity. He was a great student. He was polite to everyone. And one of those qualities that sometimes gets overlooked, he was just nice. Simply, he was and remains a gentleman. But what he did in this building was transformative. Long before we heard the words inclusion and acceptance, and the world has begun to open doors for those that don't always look like us, Zach befriended a life skills classmate, a brother of one of his teammates. And this was not a class for a class or credit. This was true friendship that focused on what any other friendship is based on: caring for one another, enjoying each other's company, sharing common experiences, and most importantly, treating one another like an equal and a true friend, because that's what they were, true friends. And in time, when many students will worry about their social status or acceptance level, Zach and Josh were just like two friends in Pottsgrove's hallways. In his background notes for his induction, Zach said his greatest moment was to honor his friend Zach at his wrestling senior night ceremony. I hope that sinks into everyone here today. A high school student saying his best and greatest moment was getting to share his friendship with Josh, with everyone. Today, Zach is married with 3 children and is one of Pottstown Police Department's most respected officers. Please welcome Zach Robinson to the class of 2024.
I will never be 125 pounds again. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. What an honor. Selection committee, thank you for entertaining and voting for me this year. It's truly an honor. My journey in sports was a transformative experience, shaping not only my athletic abilities, but also molding my character and values. I'm truly honored to be recognized alongside the talented individuals who have left their mark on Pottsgrove's athletic legacy. Wrestling and football have been more than just games to me. I'm reminded of the countless hours spent training, the challenges overcome, and the invaluable lessons I've learned. These were my platforms for growth, discipline, and resilience. The lessons I learned on the mat and on the field have prepared me for the challenges of life well beyond high school. I want to express my gratitude to all of my coaches, both on the football field and in the wrestling room. Never gave up on me. Never let me slack off, and you always pushed myself and our team to the limits, only to learn that there are no limits and you can achieve anything you set your mind to with some hard work and mental toughness. You've taught me the importance of determination and perseverance. Your guidance and mentorship has been instrumental in my growth as an athlete and as the individual I am before you today. So thank you. I wouldn't have had the success I did if it weren't for all of my teammates. My teammates were my support system, a means of motivation, and my family away from home. Together we shared victories, learned from our defeats, and fought through adversity, forging lifelong friendships that I'll forever cherish. I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to my parents and family for their unwavering encouragement, sacrifices, and supports throughout my high school career and athletic journey. Your belief in me has been my driving force, and I am forever grateful for your love, support, dedication to help me be the best I could be. Thank you so much for pushing me past my limits, guiding me into the man I am today. I'm sure it pained you almost as much as it pained me. See, I got her crying. This is gonna be funny. To devour pizza and other goodies downstairs in the living room while I locked myself in my room, because we all know cutting weight was my favorite thing to do in high school. As I accept this honor, I do so not just for myself, but also on behalf of all the dedicated athletes who poured their hearts and souls representing the maroon and white with pride and excellence. This Hall of Fame represents the collective spirit of perseverance, teamwork, and sportsmanship that define Pottsgrove's athletic community. I am filled with immense pride to have represented Pottsgrove on the football field and on the wrestling mats. I've learned so much from my time here and pledged to uphold Pottsgrove's values of sportsmanship, integrity, and dedication in all aspects of my life, and pass those lessons on to my children so they can achieve all they set out to do with great success. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I'm truly humbled and blessed to be part of this great athletic Hall of Fame. Back when I had hair. Gary and I had the same hair.
That's another reason why he's one of my favorites. We have the same haircut. Our next inductee is once again, we do not have many of these. That's what makes this so special. He is a PIAA state champion in track and field, graduate Ryan Stairs, and he will be introduced by Steve Ansbach.
So I just want to thank everybody for being here. This is one of the most rewarding days that we have every year within our athletic department. We're a strong community. We're a small community, but we're strong. And I think you can tell with the pride in our committee members and their speeches and reaching out to our inductees. And there's just so many great things that happen through this event. And I want to thank you for being here today and congratulate all our inductees. Ryan Stairs. Ryan Stairs' track accomplishments are impressive to say the least. and a brief listing of them is expected on an occasion like this. So here it goes. This is from Coach Larry Recton. Ryan's 9th and 10th grade track seasons were unremarkable with brief glimmers of what was to come. His best effort in these years was a 5th place finish at Pac-10s. However, then Pottsgrove's jump coach, Frank Scalrito, kept telling Coach Recton, quote, "This kid's gonna be special." In 11th grade, Ryan's star began to shine as he set the school record for the triple jump, won the Pac-10 title in the triple jump, and qualified for districts. But it was in Ryan's senior season where his star power went supernova. At the 1997 Pac-10s, Ryan won the long jump, was part of the second place by the 4x100 relay team, and won his specialty, the triple jump, with a meet record. Ryan went on to the District 1 championships in the triple jump. However, it was the PIAA state meet where Ryan became a legend in Pottsgrove track and field history. At championship events like the state meet, field events are permitted 6 attempts, with the best one counting for placement. After 5 attempts, Ryan was in medal position in 4th place and had just jumped a season's best. That would have been a great end of the season, but Ryan was not done. He stepped up for his last attempt in a Pottsgrove uniform and hopped, skipped, and jumped 1.5 feet further than he ever had done before to take the lead and win the PIAA state title. Since then, no Pottsgrove athlete has ever come within 2 feet of Ryan's 48 feet and 3/4 inch jump. After graduating Pottsgrove, Ryan attended the University of Nebraska on an athletic scholarship where he placed in the top 8 at the Big 12 championships in the triple jump to help the Cornhuskers win the 1998 Indoor League title. Following his first year at Nebraska, Ryan decided to transfer to Lehigh University to continue his studies in computers and compete in track and field. While he sat out the fall of 1998 school year, waiting his athletic transfer, Ryan suffered a life-threatening head trauma that prevented him from attending Lehigh or competing again. Ryan Sayre's success as an athlete pale in comparison to overcoming the challenges of his life since his accident. It is with great honor that we induct Ryan Sayre into today's Pottsgrove Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone, and thank you. I was surprised and elated when I heard I would be receiving this very special honor. I always took pride in track as a Pottsgrove Falcon and would like to thank my coaches and teammates who always encouraged me to never give up. Coming from behind and winning the state title with my final jump in '97 was still one of the most exciting memories of my athletic career. After graduation, I moved to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln on an athletic scholarship. In my first year as a Cornhusker, we took both the indoor and outdoor Big 12 titles, and then my second year, I finally broke 50 feet in triple jump with a personal best of 50 foot 8 inches. In November of 2000, I traveled home to Pennsylvania for break and suffered a traumatic brain injury that almost ended my life. Doctors put me into a medically induced coma and prepared my family for the worst, informing them I would likely not make it back through the first night. To everyone's amazement, I held on and woke up 3 weeks later, just a few days after my 22nd birthday. The only thing doctors could attribute this to, other than me being a miracle, was my fighting spirit I acquired and physical shape I was in from being such a disciplined, accomplished athlete. Being an athlete literally saved my life. For that, I am truly grateful. I would like to thank Coach Recton and Athletic Director Stephen Ashbach and Gary Dorenzo for inviting myself and my family to be here today. Also, a special thank you to Coach Scaltrito for guiding me through my high school track career. Lastly, congratulations to the rest of the Hall of Fame class of 2024. Go Falcons. Hoorah! Go Falcons! Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
After the ceremony, you want to take a look at Ryan's Big 12 championship ring. He's got it from Nebraska on his finger right there. Before we introduce our final Hall of Fame inductee, please be reminded that immediately following this ceremony, we ask that you make your way down, stop along and grab some food down to the gym area where Mr. Ansbach will formally unveil each of our recipients' Hall of Fame plaques. And to each of our inductees, at the conclusion of the plaque unveiling, I would ask that you return back here to the library for a brief interview with PCTV. So thank you. Our final inductee in this year's class is Mr. Phil Washington. And in my humble opinion, after 34 years of being in athletics, probably the most physically gifted athlete to ever grace the halls of Pottsgrove. Here to introduce Phil is Mr. Bob Coons.
Thank you, everybody. I just want to echo what everybody else has said. This is one of the most fun events every year. I always look forward to, as the Booster Club president, to come here and see all the past Pottsgrove athletes and see their accomplishments and hear about it. Only having kids that are just now a senior, I didn't get to see many of the other people play, but it's always great to hear about them and how awesome Pottsgrove is and what a great history of athletics that we have. So I'm honored to be here to speak about Phil Washington, a true sports legend for Pottsgrove. Phil's incredible athletic achievements have set a standard for all the student athletes, and his dedication and perseverance have inspired us all. Phil's high school career was nothing short of remarkable. He earned 7 varsity letters throughout his time at Pottsgrove. His athletic accolades are numerous. He was the Pottsgrove Male Athlete of the Year in 1999. He held multiple track and field records when he graduated, and he was named to multiple all-league teams in multiple sports. Phil's passion for sports set him apart and helped him achieve greatness in several areas. Larry Recton told me that Phil Washington may have been the most talented all-around athlete that he had seen in 33 years at the Grove. So you know Larry, if you've been to many Hall of Fame ceremonies, you've known there's many track athletes and stuff that we've inducted, and for Larry to say that about Phil, it shows his greatness. In track and field, Phil was unbeatable. At the Pac-10 championship meet in 1998, Phil had what many have said to be the best single-day performance for a Pottsgrove male track athlete. On one of the coldest, wettest, most miserable weather days ever for that meet, Phil placed 6th in the 100 meters. He anchored the 4x100 meter relay team that placed 2nd. He won the high jump with the district qualifying jump of 6.5. That was the school record at that time. He won the long jump with the district qualifying jump of 22.11, and at that time was also the school record. On that day, Phil accounted for 29 of the 62 points that Pottsgrove scored at the Pacs and helped the team place 2nd. So that's a remarkable achievement if you know track. Phil then went on to place 3rd at the districts in the long jump with a 22-foot leap. His athletic feats earned him a spot as a state qualifier and the prestigious position as a Penn relay event qualifier in '99. At the start of his senior season, Phil looked to really improve on his junior results, but he had injury problems, so he wasn't able to sprint or jump. But instead of just giving up track, he went and took up the shot put and ended up throwing the shot put in dual meets and with a respectable 40-foot. So that helped him win meets as a dual meet. On the basketball court, Phil was beyond impressive. He scored a career-high 950 points for the team, and his skill and leadership earned first-team Pac-10 honors in '99 and second-team recognition in '98. He was a force to be reckoned with on the court. Phil's football career was equally impressive. He excelled on both sides of the ball, being named to first-team Pac-10 for both offense and defense in '99, and was even as a sophomore, his talent was evident with an honorable mention in '97. Beyond his high school career, Phil has continued to excel in athletics. He earned a full athletic scholarship to Richmond University, where he played for 2 years before transferring to Kutztown. At Kutztown, he continued to impress, scoring 6 touchdowns in his first 17 receptions as a wide receiver. Phil's passion and skill in the football field eventually propelled him to professional football in Arena 2, where he played for the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Pioneers for 2 years. Phil's achievements off the courts and the fields are equally exceptional. He used the lessons he learned here at Pottsgrove and in college athletics to serve his country in the Navy, where he met his wife, Angela. He is part owner of the Phillies' original cheesesteaks in the state of Michigan, showing the rest of the country what cheesesteaks are supposed to taste like. So if you've been outside the country, you know that cheesesteaks are not the same if they're not Philly. He is also a loving father of his 3 children, Philip, Anthony, and Luca. So as we induct Phil into the Pottsgrove High School Athletic Hall of Fame, let us remember the legacy he leaves for future generations, a legacy of hard work, perseverance, and reaching for the stars. Phil Washington embodies the spirit of Pottsgrove, a spirit of excellence, commitment, and relentless pursuit of greatness. He has inspired us all, and we are honored to have him part of this hall. Congratulations, Phil. Congratulations. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome.
Looked a little bit younger back then. I'm definitely one of the older ones, but I have to use the phone as well. First, I would like to thank the selection committee. I also appreciate everyone that sacrificed their time to come and share this honor with me. All my family, everybody. They came from Texas. My wife, I drug her out here from Michigan. 8.5 car ride with 3 kids. It was eventful. My sports journey consists of thanking a lot of people for helping me get to this point. There are too many to name everyone, but I'd like to recognize all my coaches, from basketball to football and track. I was blessed to have great figures guide me along the way. I'm not pregnant, but I'd like to thank my parents for for always being there for me. I definitely recognize the commitment it takes to keep their children involved and engaged, for taking me to practices and games and being stuck in sweaty gyms in the middle of summer, to dropping me off at school early and picking me up late. The sacrifice you guys made did not go unnoticed. Mom and Dad, appreciate you both. Sports has played a major role in my life. I would recommend to any parent to get their children involved early and often. They have taught me commitment, discipline, teamwork, and work ethic, just to name a few. So many of these lessons can be associated with the ups and downs of sports. I'm thankful for my Navy experience because it gave me the opportunity to travel the world and meet some amazing people. Most importantly, my wife. I could not ask for a better partner to walk through life with. She has blessed me with 3 wonderful boys, and I am forever grateful. To share with them this experience is awesome. Once again, I would like to thank my parents, family, my sister, my brother, all my coaches and teammates for helping me accomplish this achievement. Thank you.
That concludes our ceremony. I do ask that if you have a program and you feel so inclined, we would love to hear from you as far as nominating additional student athletes. Like this, I said, this is our 5th year, and I will tell you, each year that we dig into the careers of our student athletes, we find some tremendous student athletes that walk these halls. So it's a credit to our class of 2024. Congratulations, and we look forward to next year. And all of you inductees are welcome to come back. We would love to have you. Everybody shouldn't be pregnant by then, though. I think that. Okay, thank you. And like I say, we're going to kind of reconvene down at the gym. Thank you.
right, so we want to, again, thank everybody for coming. One of the things that is great about what we're about to unveil is this is inspiration, right? Your hard work, your sacrifice, and your dedication is inspiration for 1,000 students that come through these hallways on a daily basis. They get to look at this wall, they get to have organic conversations with their classmates, with their coaches, and with myself is, what does it take to get on this wall? What can I be, or what can I do to be one of you? And since we started this 5 years ago, these names that come up and what you have done year in and year out while you walk these halls or when you were out on the playing field is unbelievable, and I want to thank you for providing inspiration for students every single day here at Pottsgrove. So without further ado, congratulations, class of 2024.
All right, we're here with Phil Washington here. We're going to ask him a real quick question. Phil, what is your fondest Pottsgrove memory?
So mine's a little different. It actually came on a loss. It was one of the last plays of the game. I was supposed to just fake the pitch and then go forward. So I faked the pitch, I dove forward, fumbled the ball. Owen J. Roberts picked it up, went 55 yards, scored a touchdown. But at the end of the game, in the locker room, my teammates all picked me up. So that is definitely one of my fondest moments, just my teammates coming together and rallying around me during a low point, which ended up being one of my fondest moments.
Awesome. Good job. All right, we're here with Jenna Manula-Lenar. Jenna, what is your fondest Pottsgrove memory?
Oh my God, I have so many. Mine's going to be a little unconventional, though. I would say my fondest memories were after like crushing, I would say, our top competitors at Pottstown and enjoying the bus rides home with all of my like teammates and best girlfriends and just celebrating the 7-minute ride.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, we're here with Zach Robinson. Zach, what is your fondest Pottsgrove memory?
My fondest Pottsgrove memory is similar. It's unconventional, just like Jenna's. I spent a lot of my time in the halls, not in practice, hanging out in the life skills, and hung out a lot with Josh Miklich, who I wrestled with his brother starting as a freshman, and then Josh ended up coming to all of the matches going forward. So the greatest memory I could do was to honor him was for our senior night. We were able to make him an honorary captain. He came out on the mat, sat on the bench with us, and enjoyed a victory with us. And still, he messages me to this day about when we picked him up after we won and carried him around the mat. So it really sticks that even to this day, we're going some 13 years later, that he remembers that, and it's very memorable for me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, we are here with Michelle Metz-Boyle. Michelle, what is your fondest Pottsgrove memory?
Oh, goodness. Probably just the time spent with my teammates, the bus rides to and from the games, just all the practices, all the drills that we went through. We were always together. Sleepovers, everything like that. It was always about my teammates and just the fun times that we had together, on and off the court.
All right, thank you for sharing. All right, and we are here now with Ryan Stairs. Ryan, what is your fondest Pottsgrove memory?
My fondest Pottsgrove memory had to be when I won the championship, because I won it on my last attempt of my high school career, and I was in 5th place of the shtick, and we only had a minute and a half to go, and we were being timed, and but I was in 5th place, and I thought, this is your last attempt of your high school career to get on top. Mm-hmm. And then when I went booking down there and I jumped, and when they told me how far I had jumped, I increased my personal best by 3 feet on that last attempt. And I just started bugging out because I didn't know that I had won, but I more or less knew that I had won because of how far I had gone. So, and it was so exuberantly exciting that it was unbelievable.
It's truly cool. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.